did you know? When did you know that you saw yourself as defective? When did you know that hey, something happened to me and I don't operate at my optimum because this has happened and I haven't dealt with it?
What happened is that as life went on and I began to realize the way that I was interpreting, okay, might not do words completely right, but
because we from the South, y'all
so,
have to get used to interpreting, and that's what we gonna do.
but what happened is that I did not realize that what had taken place in my life affected the way my perception was when people were have a conversation. And I would feel like, in the conversation, if they disagreed with me, I took it personal as a personal attack against who I was, not realizing that they were giving their opinion of their facts, of the way they saw it. But through my mind, the way it was interpreted, it was all cracked up.
Wait. So I want to pause real quick. Let's give some pedigree. You've been in ministry for how long?
I've been in ministry over 50 years.
So I think before the camera started rolling, you told me prior to me even being here, you were in ministry. So we're not talking about somebody that's kind of being, wherever, however, doing life, whenever, however. This is somebody who your doctor. When we call you Dr. V, it's not just it's not just talk. So these things you've dug into the Word, you've experienced Scripture. I've been asleep as a kid, waking up, hearing you pray night after night after night after night, morning after morning after morning after morning. And you're telling me you would have a conversation, a person who's been in ministry for 50 years would have a conversation and these things would happen with you anyway?
Yes, they would happen anyway because I didn't know where I was, And I think because things that happen in our life, like it happened in my life, and communicating. That's why we have to learn, how do people perceive when we're talking to them? What are they really getting out of what we're saying?
What are they hearing?
Yeah. And sometimes we say, well, they should have heard, they should have heard this, they should have heard that, but they didn't.
No.
And then when they come across and give you their interpretation of what you're saying, is totally different than what you said. And they take it personal as a personal attack. That's the way I did. I took things people say as a personal attack, and they were just giving me their argument, their point of view.
Their side of
the story. But going through my mind, it was all messed up.
How many relationships do you think we've ruined because we've taken people's words through the lens of our brokenness?
Yes.
How many lives do you think we've affected? Because this is how it happens. We say something and they say something and we say something again and they say something, and it's escalated when in the beginning there was a miscommunication, not because they didn't say what they meant. It's because we listened with the filter. With the filter of brokenness. And it doesn't matter if we do this thing professionally. It doesn't matter if we are intellectual as it relates to morals and good standing and Scripture. When in reality, the brokenness happened in a space that if the brokenness has happened in a space that we haven't dealt with, we are not exempt from operating that way. That's a hard pill to swallow. Because me being good and grown, I always felt like the more word I got in me, automatically, by me reading the Word, automatically it changed things. But what you're saying is, I have to apply it to the brokenness. I have to see the Word, I have to see Scripture and apply it to that area of brokenness, so that it can work in me. And how is that process?
I thought about something. It's amazing, and I think I'm gonna say this, and then I'll address your question. It's amazing to me is that through all of this that happened in my life, it caused me to return to school. In the area that I'm in, when it comes to psychology and when it comes to that, along with the word number one. It showed me the brain and how it works. When people communicate with brokenness that's there, how it defects or it doesn't show clarity when it coming through. It's almost like a screen. You know, if you got a blockage there, the screen is still running.
Yeah.
It's still running, but the blockage stopping the progress of it moving forward with the force that need to move forward because of that one rock.
Yeah.
And that's what happened when we are broken in so many areas. The screen of communication or the scream of love or whatever the word is saying, it's a blockage there.
So it's not that the person is saying anything wrong. It's not that the word isn't powerful in our lives. It's that the rock, if we can use that metaphor, the same rock that make the crack, the rock in our lives has now become the rock of disruption from those streams happening in our lives the way they need to.
Right.